Welcome back guys. So now we're going to install the front BBK on my Infiniti Q50. Guys, hang in there, check out the video, hit the intro. Welcome everybody back to boostinmotion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. So welcome everybody back. So in this video we are going to be installing the front calipers on my Q50. Now in some of my older videos you can check in above, I already installed the rear calipers. You can take a look here, those are already installed, definitely like the blue there. But also I'm going to change out the front calipers because, you know, I couldn't get it all done within the same day. What I'm always going to sit there and say is do this one thing. Your workspace is the most important, so try not to have the car only on jacks. Use a jack and a jack stand, please, because the main is, even though you might hold this up on the jack, may hold the car up for you, it can still fall, the pump can fail, and it can crush your legs, arms, or maybe even lose your life. And I don't want any of you guys, repeat, I don't want any of you guys losing your life because you followed one of my videos and you didn't do everything properly. Okay, so I'm gonna set the car up, I'm gonna take the wheels off, and then we're gonna get it started right now. Now, one of the first things I'm gonna do, guys, is remove these two bolts. This is to the bracket and the whole caliper. They're 22mm bolts, and you should be able to remove the whole caliper itself. If you cannot, you should be able to remove the caliper assembly itself and then the bracket. This should be a 12mm. Let me double check on video just to see if it is a 12. No, it is a 14mm. This is a 14mm bolt here that will remove this caliper itself with the piston, and then you'll go to the 22mm and remove the bracket. But I would try to remove the bracket first because you could just pull this whole assembly and put it to a side or zip tie it somewhere over there. Alright guys, so I use a regular breaker bar, but then I also use the jack stands bar so I can get a little bit more extra leverage. So I'm gonna give this a shot right out the gate. Let's see how hard it is. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey, so, or counterclockwise loosey, clockwise to tighten. That wasn't even that hard. It's already coming off. And let me touch the bottom one too. Let's see how much of a man I am. Maybe I can be able to get this one off without the breaker bar. Oh, yeah, I'm a man, yeah. Yeah, guys. All right, so I'm gonna take these bolts off real quick, and then we're gonna move this caliper to the side with some zip ties. So let's go to the next part. Also, the next thing I'm gonna need you guys to do is remove this clip. You can use a pliers or something, and it just slides right out. And then you're gonna move the brake line over to the side with some supplied zip ties. Use, you know, some zip ties or a line, or try to catch it somewhere over there in the corner so that you don't put any weight on the brake line. Now that you got the brake line out of the way, what I'm gonna need you guys to do next is to remove this brake disc. You can use a dead blow, sorry for the wind noise, you can use anything heavy. You wanna hit it from both sides and around. Some of you guys are gonna say don't hit the rotor itself, but you're replacing them anyway, so don't be too scared to do this, because you wanna break the rust up around and under the rotor face. So let me give it a shot in this video, and let's see how it turns out. That's it, boom. Wasn't even hard. Keep these are your hub spacers or whatever you would call it, to make sure that the wheel and everything don't shake. This is if you have aftermarket wheels, so don't ever lose that. Let's take a look, take this off. All right, that is the back of the hub. See how rusty it is? Not too bad. It's pretty heavy, but not too bad. Some of you guys are gonna jump in and say I should use a bristle brush right now, and just for you guys, I'm gonna use a bristle brush. All right, so got my regular bristle brush. We're gonna clean up these a little bit. This face. You can use brake cleaner too. I don't have any brake cleaner on me right now, so it does suck, but I did paint the new rotors, so I don't have to deal with that. All right, this is turning out to be pretty easy. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna have to cut this splash guard up and push it backward for the new rotor. Okay, so let's go to that next. Also, some of you guys want to see the difference in rotor size. That's a 12.4 inch from one side to the next, and this one is, I believe, 14.1. So you see the difference? It's definitely a big difference. All right, anyways, let's move forward. Now I want to show you guys something a little different that I just noticed. So now I'm just testing on the rotor before I cut the dust shield here. And what I'm seeing is, because I always push this dust shield back anyways, because, you know, on my regular setup, and take a look. You push it all the way in, bend it, the shield back, it doesn't touch it. The bottom part is already bent back, at least on my setup, it's already bent back. So it's not close, so I don't need to cut it. I double checked all the way around it. And yeah, I don't really need to cut it. So I'm just gonna bend back that one edge right there a little bit, and that's it. No cutting. Can't beat that. Now I need you guys to do something important. I did this in my last video, and I got it for from a few other YouTubers. I keep forgetting his name. I think it's Auto Craze or something like that, or Carazone, whatever. He has a 370Z. But what he said is, you take pretty much a pole or anything you can. Now what you're gonna do is, so that you don't lose any brake fluid, you're going to put the pole so that it can push against the brake pedal at least about an inch or two, and it actually locks out the brake master cylinder, and you pretty much won't lose any brake fluid. And I did that in my rear caliper install, so I'm gonna do it in this one also. So I want you guys to do that, and I'll show you the example. Alright guys, so you see what I did? I moved the chair up a little bit and put about an inch or inch and a half of brake pressure on there, and as stated, I shouldn't lose much brake fluid. So let's move forward, and I already got the rotor on. I use one lug nut just to hold it in place. See that it's clearing all these edges back here. So now what I'm gonna do is bolt up the caliper. Yes, this one. Make sure that this bleeder valve right here is pointed up. Always make sure it's pointed up this way, and then I'm going to take off the brake line from back there and connect it to this, and then we're going to start the bleeding process. All right, or I can just do both sides at the same time, but anyways, let's move forward. Let's get into it. All right, so take the OEM bolts for the bracket, and then we're going to start bolting up the caliper. So guys, I tried to whim it real quick, and what I found out is yeah, I should have looked at the other YouTubers how they did it better. Reason being is this little edge right here is getting in the way of me bolting the last bolt, because the caliper itself has to move up and down. So I'm just gonna cut this little edge back a little bit, or bend it back, and then I should be good. And that's how much I cut off right there. That to the side, and I'll cut off a little bit off the edge on the bottom a little bit, just so, you know, I don't run into that same issue. So yep, guys, definitely cut just the bottom edge, a little bit of it. Remember, don't cut yourself, because this stuff is sharp, and you cut yourself. I always cut myself in all my videos, so I'm trying not to do that right now. That's why I have on gloves. I wear gloves for my job, but my own car, nah, I don't need those stuff. Anyways, let's give this a shot. Let's try this one out now again. All right, bolts are already in. Let's give this a shot again. Hand tight. Always remember to hand tighten everything first. Just try to whim it in there with the gun. All right, that one's in. And now the bottom one is in. Yes, yes. Now, let me fast forward to me connecting the brake lines. Now, the next thing I want you guys to do is use a 12mm, remove the brake line. This is a 10mm for here, so your calipers may not come like this. So I'm pretty much just gonna take that off and then connect it to here. Now, one of the most important things you need to get is these shorter banjo bolts. I got these from Concept Z Performance. These usually come on these calipers. Oh well, they don't come on these calipers, but they're shorter banjo bolts that are used because the ones on there that you want to reuse are too long. So you got to use the short ones, and they usually come with copper washers. So use that, and let me move forward. Alright guys, so got some of the banjo bolt off. Let's see how much comes out. Alright, so you don't need this bolt. Now, some people are going to get mad at me. I forgot to order the washers again. So I'm going to reuse these washers. But look, no brake fluids coming out. None. Only brake fluids coming out of this. Now guys, so you take the new banjo bolt, you put that in there, like so. And then you start bolting it here. You start bolting it up. Now you put it back in like how it would usually come set up on the car. So I'm putting it back in over here by the original bracket. If I could get it in. There you go. Cool. And then you try to set it up with the same similar orientation as it had before. And then you start screwing in. See? That's it. It's not as crazy. It's not really no rocket science to this. This one was actually, the front seemed like they're a lot easier to install than the rears, to be honest with you guys. This isn't a 12mm. This is probably a 14mm banjo bolt. So you're gonna need to use a 14. Okay, and then we're gonna tighten that. Make sure that's nice and tight. Make sure that's tight. All right, now that one's in. Now you're gonna take the same metal clip that you had here, and you're gonna put it back over here. You're gonna jam that down. I can't do that on video, but I'm gonna jam that one down. And basically this side installation is complete. I do have to bleed the brakes. I'm gonna do that later in the video, but I'm just gonna run over to the next side and just show you briefly some of the things I did if I run into any issues, and then we're gonna go to bleeding. But yes guys, this side is basically installed. All right guys, so I just want to briefly show you some of the tools I've used. Basic hand tools. This could be done with basic hand tools. I didn't do anything really different other than that electrical ratchet, but yeah, everything is basic hand tools here, and some elbow grease. All right guys, so I'm gonna need you guys to do the same thing from the other side. Remove the 22mm there, push this whole caliper and everything once I'm bolted, put it over there with a zip tie and secure it. Remove the rotor, because remember we gotta remove the rotor. Use a dead blow hammer or something to knock it off. Next, cut these slight inner edges here, just this part, and bend the shield back a little bit. It helped me just to bend it back. I didn't even cut it, bottom and top. Put the rotor on, put the lug nut on to hold it in place, and then bolt up the new caliper and swap over the brake lines. If I run into any issues, I will show you the issues I run into, but otherwise, let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and bang, we're here. Yes, so the passenger side is now finished. Now what I'm gonna do move forward to is, like I said, I'm gonna move to the bleeding process. There's one bleeder here and there's another bleeder on the inside. So I'm gonna bleed out the passenger side first, then I'm gonna bleed out the driver's side. I'm only gonna show you how to do one, and then after that we're gonna move on to seeing how the car drives and pretty much refill the brake bleeder. So let's move forward. Now because I have somebody to assist me, I'm gonna bleed both bleeder valves, this one and this one. You can use something to catch it, whatever the case might be. This is a very long one, so I'll just, once I start seeing it come down, then I'll do so. All right, bro, when you're ready, press it, then I'll tell you when to let go. I guess you already did, because you're a piece of shit. Okay, all right, you let it go already? Let it go. Press it. Now let go. All right, that's one down. Okay, smooth this out. Right, slow this one up. Yep. All right, next one. All right, press it. let go. Alright guys, so pretty much I'm gonna bleed the same thing on the other side, and then I'm gonna take the car out for a test drive and everything. But at this current moment, yes, everything is installed, and I'm gonna give you guys my final impressions in the next part. So 1, 2, 3. Alright guys, so that's it. Definitely, I just did a quick drive to make sure the brake pedal is feeling good. There's no leaks. Everything is a-okay. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you enjoyed this video, once again, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Yes, I'm gonna ask for likes because I'm trying to give you guys the information that you need and want, if you especially want to look into getting the Q50, Q60 platform. Otherwise than that, guys, you know where to contact me at boostinmotion IG and Facebook, and boostinmotion@gmail.com. You guys have a good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. Appreciate it. You have a good day. Thank you everybody for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also on top of that, if you want to purchase some Boost in Motion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.